Bienvenidos a Martínez, bienvenidos a Disco Elysium. Otra vez estamos con las aventuras de nuestro detective olvidadizo. Esta vez hemos recordado que somos un policía con bastante recorrido. Tenemos muchísimos casos que hemos resuelto e inclusive hemos terminado usando la pistola. Y hemos descubierto que muchas de nuestras notas las hemos tirado en la basura. Al parecer la fiesta estuvo tan molona que terminamos tirando toda la basura, junto con nuestra placa parece, aunque todavía no la podemos encontrar. Ahora que hemos subido un punto de compostura, trataremos de bajar el cadáver del árbol y así llegar a alguna parte con esta investigación. Considerando que hay un cable ahí, me pondré las tijeras por si acaso. Muy bien, intentémoslo.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Resistencia 8%, a pesar que le he subido un punto. ¿No hay una forma más de subirme resistencia? Lo más seguro que esto me va a doler. Resistencia. Nada, no tengo nada que me mejore resistencia. Pues intentémoslo.
There he still is, looking. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Corre, aléjate. No, es imposible. Ay, Dios mío, ahí va el salmón que comimos hace poco. Ahí va el poco de desayuno que comimos. Vale, hombre.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst.
Ay, perfecto. Nuestro desayuno, ahí va.
Until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Dios.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Gracias.
The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Vale, ¿y de dónde sacamos amoníaco?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell.
Me voy a le hubiera preguntado eso.
If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fleet store nearby.
Bien, suena plan.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check.
Vamos por el amoníaco. Amoníaco. Señora jardinera. Maldito cadáver.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
Ya está nevando ya.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
¿Tienes sales? Creo que podrían servirme.
Sure, I'm done with them.
Gracias.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Vale. Las sales. Un apoyo cristal recuerda. Esto es un objeto de misión. No necesitas equiparlo. Basta con tenerlo en el inventario. Así que los objetos de misión no necesitan que los equipe. Pero algunos sí necesitan equiparse. Ya. Veamos. Por favor. Vamos.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Pero no creo que me haga nada. No creo que vomite más, ¿o sí? Ay, Dios mío. Vamos.
You crack open the ammonia ampoule.
Oh, por Dios.
Breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
¿Siempre huelen tan mal?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Acercarte un poco más.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Inspeccionar las botas.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
No son unas simples botas, más bien diría que forman parte de la armadura de lo que la despojaron.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
¿Qué clase de armadura es esta exactamente?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
¿Dónde?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
¿Dónde está el resto? ¿Se lo han llevado los del barrio?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
¿Y si solo llevaba las botas y no la armadura completa?
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Bueno, habían mencionado que el pantalón que llevaba no tenía cinturón. Supongo que capaz encima del esto, el que le lleva encima servirá de cinturón, supongo. ¿Para qué le obligarían a desnudarse antes de colgarlo? ¿Para humillarlo? O puede ser lo de segundo. Hasta donde sabemos podría estar deambulando desnudo.
A good point. He could have been intoxicated, or something we cannot yet imagine. I shouldn't have assumed so much just from the clothes.
Golpear la bota.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Suena frágil.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Ok.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
Abstracción, tú estás encontrando algo. ¿A qué te recuerda esto?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Pasar tu dedo por las líneas.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Y 50, 100, 1000. Interesante. Parece que hay un número serie en el sabatón derecho.
Good. Can you read it to me?
Es 50, 100, 1000.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Bien, encontré abstracción. ¿Qué más? ¿Cómo es que este tío se podía permitir un equipo tan caro?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
Parece muy avanzado para un guardia de seguridad.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Pareciera que iba a ir a la guerra con ese equipaje. El material parece fuera de lugar.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
¿De cuánto estamos hablando?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Madre santa.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Espera, ¿mi paga anual es de 5.500 reales?
Not too much, yes.
Oye, y le debo 130 al pata. Su madre. Parece una miseria, por eso no puedo pagar la cuenta del hostal.
It's a sorry situation, I agree.
Tirar de la bota.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Aquí viene... ¿Qué?
Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Ajá.
Do it, homo!
¿Hacer qué?
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case.
Ya, está bien. Pero ya está muerto, ¿no? Vale.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
No somos detective, puede haber pistas dentro de la bota.
How many clues do you need? You already found a number. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Parece que tenemos un plan. Si podemos llevarnos la bota sería genial. Capaz nos vería algo de compostura y fuerza física.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
¿Qué va a pasar con las botas entonces?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Vamos.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch.
Más seguro que es una cinta la que utilizan para los puertos.
This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor airships. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
Electroquímica, ¿vas a poder hacer algo útil por primera vez en tu vida? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Una palabra?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits
Ay, Dios
lets
mío.
you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Ay, electroquímica. Solamente lo recordaste porque te hizo recordar el nombre de un licor. No es un buen momento para un trago así.
Extremely.
Sí. No me preguntes cómo lo sé, pero esta cinta de amarre parece un transporte aéreo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Pero si no es aeropuerto, no es el del puerto, sino es de aerocarga, entonces es de un lugar distinto. Esta parece reforzada para transporte aéreo, o eso dice mi cerebro.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
Vaya, muy bien. O sea, en el puerto utilizan aeronaves. Perfecto. Me tiraron mi teoría. ¿Cómo harían para subirlo?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
¿Subirán por la escalera para niños?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Damos por hecho que fueron los trabajadores portarios.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Siento que fue otra cosa.
Yes, it often is. This bell worries me.
Si que querían que se quedara ahí arriba, sí, pero la cinta está reforzada con cables. Si querían que se quedara ahí arriba, sí, la cinta está reforzada con cables de acero.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
Retroceder y observar el cadáver.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs
Vamos a los
limp
tatuajes.
and torso covered. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
¿Es un patrón nacional?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
Algo se nos escapa.
I agree.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
¿Qué es eso?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Una cámara.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Ay, ahora no me digas que perdí la cámara.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Un cacharro flipante.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
¿Para qué queremos la foto?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
¿Puedo quedármela? Debería echarle un vistazo más tarde sin el olor a muerto.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
A ver, ahorcado, ¿qué me puedes decir a los ojos?
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Dime, hombre muerto, ¿quién eres? Mundo interior, conéctame con el hombre muerto.
The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Vaya, mundo interior, gracias por la ayuda.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
Gracias, King.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Entrecerrar los ojos y dar un paso atrás.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
Observar.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Estoy entrecerrando los ojos, King. ¿Por qué crees que lo hago?
How should I know why you are squinting, officer?
Más. Sigue continuando. Entrecierra más. Sus caras y sus manos son rosadas y los mulos también. El resto es verdoso.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
Es extraño. Porque algunas son están rosadas y otras están verdosas.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Hay algo que sale de él.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Hemos tenido suerte.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
No sé qué pensar. ¿A ti qué te parece?
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Linchamiento. No he visto ningún cadáver de linchamiento, así que personalmente no sabría decir. Pero puede que la movieran después de la muerte.
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Le dieron una paliza. ¿Ves los moretones?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Tanto odio tendrían para golpearlo después inclusive de muerto.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Retroceder y coger aire.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you.
Bueno, ¿cómo lo
decomposing.
bajamos?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Dar un paso atrás y echar otro vistazo.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Muy bien, necesitamos primero... Parece que es algo importante. Y mundo interior lo podemos mejorar un poco más. ¿Qué tenemos para mejorar mundo interior? Todavía nada. Tenemos que mejorar este de una vez. Control la compostura. A ver, tratemos de recordar un poco las tiradas que teníamos. Compostura, podemos repetir la de Annette. Repitamos la de Annette, parece que podemos hacerlo ahora. Tenemos que hacer un punto interior para saber qué es lo que dice el muerto o qué nos quiere decir.
Hello again, sir.
Muy bien, chica, por favor, esta vez no vas a escapar de mí.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Oye, ¿por qué oculta las manos?
What do you mean, sir?
Puedes enseñármela.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
Está bien, no pasa nada.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Te muerde las uñas.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Bueno, había otros indicios.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex.
¿Quieres más? Apuesto que puedo averiguar por qué te muerde las uñas. Tengo un par de razones en mente.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Estás tensa por culpa de toda la presión a la que te somete tu madre.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
En cualquier caso, otra deducción de 10 resuelta por el detective número 1 de la ciudad.
It was okay, sir.
Ay, perdón.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
No creo que sea bueno meterme tanto con una chiquita. Pero, bueno, vamos a ver qué ganamos. Con estos tenemos, ¿eh? Muy bien, a ver si tienes algo mejor que hacer. Deduce algo sobre mí.
You're quite sober.
¿Perdón?
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Y espera, ¿cómo sabes que normalmente no es así?
Because you usually aren't.
Y también estoy triste y me duele la cabeza. La verdad.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
¿Por qué será que me resulta familiar? Vamos a ver manipulación. ¿Qué se me está escapando? ¿Por qué me resulta familiar esta situación?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Manipulación. Tú eras mi esperanza. Bueno, hemos recuperado un punto de experiencia. Ahora hablaremos con su madre que está dentro de la tienda. Capaz podamos sacar algo de ella sobre el caso. Quién sabe. O tal vez podremos descubrir cosas sobre la maldición que estaba mencionando la niña.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
¿Es usted la propietaria de este establecimiento? No le voy a venir a pedir primero limosna, como si fuera...
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
La muchacha de afuera mencionó que este lugar está maldito. No, la que está afuera es su hija, ¿verdad?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Sí, claro.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Sí.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Oye, ¿estás evaluando laboralmente a tu propia hija? 10. Es una muchacha muy educada y además ha sido de mucha ayuda.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Toda esa responsabilidad le ha generado mucha ansiedad. ¿Sabía que se muerde las uñas?
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
No es así, señorita. Los niños no deberían sentir ese tipo de ansiedad. Solamente los adultos y jóvenes. Ya avanzados. No creo que ella no creo que ella pueda hacer algo al respecto.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Señorita, la voluntad bien establecida respecto a la personalidad se desarrolla después de los 15, 16 años. Y cuando está en joven adulto.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Eso es cierto, tanto como la voluntad del mercado, pero quizás debería ser una excepción con su propia hija.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
Señora, está nevando afuera. No puedes tener a tu hija como la vendedora de fósforos.
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
¿Es este marido del que habla el padre de Annette?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
¿Qué es Grand Couronne?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
¿Su marido también lleva el negocio?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Ya he dicho que ya no va a la escuela.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
Vale.
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Muy bien. Quería hablar de otra cosa. No creo preguntar de la hija única me parece innecesario. Ya lo sé. Ya sé que es hija única. Quiero decir, solo es la única que hay. Lo más seguro que esta mujer, si tuviera más hijos, la pondría a trabajar
The
también.
woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
¿Y si quiere comprar un libro?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything?
¿Qué clase de libros tienes a la
See
venta?
those shelves there? Go. Be drawn. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
Vale.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Pues revisemos. Capaz encontremos algo viendo por acá. Ah, la chica, ¿verdad?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
¿Puedo hacerlo? Y manipulación. Parece que lo puedo intentar de nuevo. Vale, intentémoslo.
You have absolutely no idea.
Por Dios.
Familiar? How?
Es
You must have forgotten
83%.
something you heard.
Es 83%. ¿Cómo puedes fallar?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Juegos de mesa. ¿Cartas? ¿Te entera? ¿Qué clase de juegos de mesa tiene aquí?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Braubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Creo que no tengo hijos.
Friends are technically like family.
Kim, ¿quiere jugar algo?
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Vale, creo que acá no. ¿Y acá?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Ojea los libros expuestos.
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the... Not even close. Man from Heimdall in Hell. Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake.
Dejemos esto.
Man from
Los libros me llaman.
Heimdall burning.
Umbral de dolor.
There's even the Trial of Death.
Esto es
A
doloroso.
Pastanal combat game book. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ay.
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man.
Heimdall, a ver, ¿qué tienes para mí?
Between the throne and the Heimdall man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman.
¿Acaso no son todas las mujeres unas seres demoníacos?
Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. There's also some sort of a snake lizard beast slithering around her abdomen, chest, shoulder region. It's symbolic of vice and sin. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
$9. No tengo dinero. No tengo dinero para nada. Ahí abajo no viene nada más. ¿Acá qué hay?
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Así que este es el detective que mencionaba la niña.
Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Dioses, no.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
Bien, Dick Mullen, quédate ahí. No, gracias. Tomos de magia fascista. Un libro de ilustraciones de lo más pintoresco, muy colorido.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People.
Oh, creo que esta es la que quiero saber menos. Libros famosos de...
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Tendera, ¿de qué van estos libros?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
hojear la estandería.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
¿Cómo funciona eso?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Vale, o sea que la mejor forma de calmar el dolor de cualquier cosa es controlar tu mente. ¿Dice algo más?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraise tradition of using duck gallbladder, preservatives, to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
Nada. Ah, y me faltó esto.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Mirar el mapa de Martínez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48.
O sea, de hace 3 años.
Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Mirar el mapa de Insulindina.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou, Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you.
Mirar los bordes.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Hasta las opciones y enciclopedias se han perdido ahí. Mirar el mapa de Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you.
Y al oeste del
This
río.
is Revachol East. Huron, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
Vaya, que Revachol es un lugar horrible para vivir.
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is, north of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
Vale, voluntad, qué profundo. Tendera, ¿estos mapas están a la venta?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
¿Por qué es tan barato el de Martínez?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
¿Y qué ocurrió?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Conectividad. Puede intentarlo con conectividad. Vemos que podemos bajar con conectividad. No. Muy bien. 28% robar el mapa.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye can't. You peek at the storekeep, waiting for her to be distracted. When she's not looking, you deftly rip the map off the bulletin board and pocket it.
Rápido, antes que te vean.
You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinez, which, to be honest, did not even cost that much.
Pero son 90 céntimos, me muero por plata ahorita. A ver. ¿Dónde está el mapa?
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trazar un camino por el sistema de calles.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over, finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Perfecto. ¿Y esto no se puede vender? Parece que no. Muy bien. Pensé que iba a ver algo más de la maldición, pero parece que no. No quiero mencionar nada a la señora. O tal vez sí. Parece que acá tenemos un lugar por donde podemos ir. A ver, un ratito quiero ver lo del mapa. ¿Dónde está diario? Ah, este es. Ok. Ya está. Así que este es Martínez hace 3 años. El puerto, el caballo. Así que acá había como una especie de patio de comidas. Ahí está el columpio. La iglesia. El choza de pescadores. Hay como una especie de huevo. Es un huevo que parece medio raro. Esta es la zona de condominios, los barcos. Y más arriba es como el fuerte que mencioné, que vi por los visores. Creo será esta vaina. Bueno, vamos para allá. Veamos qué hay acá.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
¿Qué hay detrás de las cortinas?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books.
Vale, tenemos completado enciclopedias. Subí un puntito. Perfecto, ganamos un punto de habilidad ya.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Abre las cortinas.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Parapsicológicamente. Paranormal psicológicamente. ¿Desde cuándo la psicología es una rama paranormal?
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
¿De qué tiene miedo? ¿Es por la maldición?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
Señora, esto es distinto. Soy agente de policía. Tengo que entrar ahí.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
O sea, sí estás hablando de la maldición. Me da igual, no puede tenerme. Voy a abrirlas.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Señora, usted está muy paranormal con el tema de la maldición.
You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Examinar la extraña flucería con forma de jaula.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Ok. ¿De verdad puede ser que haya algo más ahí de lo que algo paranormal? Kim, ¿qué dices?
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Vamos allá. De frente, vamos, sin miedo.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox, 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Recordamos el camino a casa. El speed otorga más de uno de sí y la percepción aumenta hasta 5%. Speed otorga más de... Speed, ¿qué será? ¿Qué tenemos por acá? Está todo verde. Silueta fantasmagórica, secadora de pelos. El retrato de un hombre ligeramente androgénico. ¿Qué pasa? El mero hecho de mirar a ese corte de pelo amenaza a tu masculinidad. ¿Quién? ¿Quién? ¿No me dejas acá? ¿Estás ahí?
Yes?
Muy bien, acompáñame.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Llamar a la puerta.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Tirémosla abajo. Vamos, ¿quién me ayuda? Ay, no. Me voy a golpear. Me va a doler. Me va a doler. Eso no fue inteligente.
Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Por Dios. Esa no es mi idea más brillante.
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however.
Umbral del dolor. Umbral del dolor. Quiero entrar ahí. Es un lugar nuevo. No me pueden cortar el espacio. Umbral del dolor. No hay alguna forma de subirlo. Vamos allá. Intentémoslo otra vez.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Au. Ya van dos. Ay, maldita sea.
Ow, shoot.
Are you alright?
What is going on? I warn.
It barely looks like...
Maldita sea. Maldición, maldición. Maldición, señores, su maldita puerta. Bueno, tenemos un punto en umbral y un punto en enciclopedia. ¿De dónde podemos sacar más puntos? Pensé que de ahí podríamos abarcar algo más. Pero supongo que ya es hora de ir a la zona del crimen. Vamos a ir a la huelga. Un momento, si no recuerdo mal, para sacar la... Pregúntale a la gente sobre el significado del esto. Pañado. La capa, la capa, la capa. Hay algo que no sé qué es la capa. La capa. Desafiante, no. La capa no la podemos sacar de acá. Para la capa de arriba, ¿cuál era? O sea, para entrar al puerto. Capa policial, sabe fuera. Se fueron. A ver, ¿qué te dan por acá? Pero ¿se traba por acá o por acá? Mercancía de camión desparramada de mala manera. ¿Y esto?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane.
O sea, este era de los que el rey antes que pasara la revolución, de acuerdo a la historia del... De acuerdo a la historia de los ancianos y el repartidor de la tienda.
What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many
La
centuries
enciclopedia,
ago?
gracias por la nada.
High above you, the king stands triumphantly oblivious to your memory.
Ni siquiera con un punto más de enciclopedia ha ganado. Buenas cubiertas, aquí no vive nadie ya. a la cantidad de carros que hay por acá. Oh, una forma física. ¿Y esto? Oh, ya.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
Disculpe, señora, tengo un par de preguntas.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
No la voy a hacer eso. Eso es de muy mal gusto. Aquí no pinto nada. Seguramente ella se despertará con el tiempo. No, pero no lo voy a hacer eso, por favor. La señora no. Alguien que está durmiendo no se le hace eso. Un coche extranjero bien conservado. Oh, dinero. Aquí se almacena combustible en camiones. Pero ahora se almacena alcohol. Ok, este puede ser el cuarto. Por eso es que dicen que de aquí vienen los linchadores. Oh, es delicioso, mira eso. Revistas, ya pasamos de todos los libros. ¿Y este caballero?
Yes?
Ah, no, del lado tiene el caballero atrás.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Bienvenidos a Rivachol. ¿A qué te refieres? Si estamos en Rivachol. No te entiendo. ¿Qué quieres decir? La segunda me parece muy estúpida, pero la primera me parece medio raro, como para preguntar. A ver, capaz será algo que me estoy perdiendo.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Ah, ya veo. Así que a eso se refería con bienvenida a Rivachol. Caminero racista. Ah, de ahí viene la frase, el nombre.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Dale caña, Kim.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
¿Limbo? ¿Qué está pasando aquí?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave.
Vale, con este hombre.
But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Ay, espíritu de Corso. Vamos, dale, caña, Kim, te cubro las espaldas.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Ahora que ya nos hemos aclarado todos, queremos hacer un par de preguntas.
Whatever you say, officers.
Encontré esto en la basura. ¿Es tuya? ¿La taza?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Ok.
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
¿De qué iba esa discusión?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
Ley natural. Ay, Dios mío. ¿De qué estarán hablando? Oh, no regresen a la época de Hitler, váyanse ya. Dios mío, qué barbaridad.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
A decir verdad, no recuerdo exactamente lo que significa. Explícamelo, por favor.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
¿Estás loco? Vale, ¿a qué mal estás dando vueltas en la cabeza?
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Sí, ¿y qué problema hay?
The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
O sea, básicamente nos quitan trabajo, como lo que dice el comentario de South Park. Espera, ¿qué es eso de victoria cultural?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves.
Ajá.
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Mi estimada, a la que te refieres con mezcla de razas sucede más que todo por la colonización de los países poderosos a países pequeños. Y como considerando que mi país ha sido colonia de España y viendo los resultados de eso, estás mal de la cabeza, tío. Ay, Dios mío, estos racistas. Lo que tú digas, prefiero hablar de otra cosa.
Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid the calamity to come.
¿Me estás amenazando?
Lieutenant Kitsurage's stern expression remains unchanged, but you sense something there. Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
¿Qué transportas?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
¿Qué tipo de mercancía debía recoger?
Apples.
¿Manzanas?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Suficiente. A ver. Mencionó la taza. ¿Qué había? Yo de lo que leí, la taza tenía un diseño extraño. Es una taza rota con su porcelana en el contenedor. Presenta una persona de ascendencia samarana divirtiéndose en campo de flores y azafrán, sosteniéndose ausentemente en otros sonidos de conejo. Parece ser una imitación barata de alguna antigüedad de época colonial. Ah, es por eso que se ha reído.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Este es, digamos, es como que hagan una taza de un venezolano que se siente que de la cual se burlen de él. Es una taza racista, en todo el sentido de la palabra. De hecho, da en qué pensar. Mira cuánto contenido.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Voy a rastrojarle esto en la cara a cada comerciante que se encuentre y decirles: esta es tu estúpida ideología.
So again, you dug it out of the trash. Why? It wasn't going to offend anyone there. Why don't you just get back to your case?
Tal vez debería tirar a la basura básicamente esta vaina. Tiene razón, debería estar en la basura. Vamos a entrar a la tienda. Esta es la famosa Fritz que hemos estado escuchando todo el rato. Menuda conversación con el tío racista. Oye, banda. Ay, que no, que es porque se mezcla, que tenemos que hacer inbreed. Anda de acá quien vaya a tener pariente con sus primos. Ok, tenemos acá bastantes cosas. Antes de terminar el video, vamos a hablar con la señorita. Sí, es señorita con su falda y todo. Es el libro.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
Gracias.
What's that magazine she's reading?
¿Qué están leyendo?
You mean this?
Ajá.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Muy bien.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Olvídate de los famosos. ¿De qué va eso de la policía de las modas?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
¿Quién sale en todas las portadas y luce tal así? Y apuntarte a ti mismo. Pues claro, yo. Vale.
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Sigamos con algunas preguntas.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Las policías, oye, tenemos que saber.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
¿Conocías al hombre que han asesinado?
Not really.
¿Cómo que pues no? ¿Significa que lo conocías un poco?
No. I didn't know him at all.
¿Sabes cuánto tiempo lleva ahí?
I don't know, really long.
Dios mío, ¿qué crees que pasó?
I don't know.
Señorita, ¿en qué país estás ahorita?
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Gracias por la poca ayuda.
Uh-huh.
Capaz ahí en la conversación de haber sacado el gorro. ¿Qué cosas acá?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Más seguro que Electroquímica ahorita va a venir y decir...
There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
No es que sea el mejor sitio para un adicto en rehabilitación.
Guess not, no.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic then.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Know this, you will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol.
Tú eres el que me dio la maldita. ¿Vendes alguna cosilla de extraperlo?
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Así que este es el famoso comodoro rojo que me vi antes. Alcohol, vodka pálido añejo. 30 euros. Me gustaría saber más acerca de estos productos.
The pale aged vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
¿Qué es el pálido?
You know.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it. Let's concentrate on what's important here.
¿Qué clase de efectos provocaría en mi cuerpo consumir ese tipo de cosas?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
No tengo ninguna misión que tenga que comprarme eso, ¿no? No compraron esto de verdad. No, voy a encontrarlo. ¿Ya saben qué? Voy a encontrar una. No necesito comprar esto. Especialmente que no tengo dinero. ¿Qué hay acá?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Ok, es un impermeable.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Dramamine, magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
O sea que estos son para curarme, ya. Esta es una canción de pop melancólica.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Ah, así que eso es para las botellitas. De lo que está con la botella. Ah, ya.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol.
Necesito 130 euros electroquímica, entiende, por el amor de Dios. Y acá lo dejamos por ahora. Gracias por ver, chicos. Me estoy divirtiendo bastante con esta vaina. Espero que termine vivo en el próximo juego, si es que no me matan las malditas malas decisiones. Y ahora vamos a preguntar a la gente de la huelga directamente y de conocer más sobre la escena del crimen. Gracias a todos por ver y nos vemos.